All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Life Wide Open podcast. This one is a little bit different. We're feeling pretty good about it. We finally got a Jamie cam or Ken cam.
Cut to Jamie.
After 20-some episodes of every single time we mention Ken or Ken has something to say, we have to flip the mics around like that just so we can get the audio from behind, and then you can't even see what he's saying. So somebody had the big brain move to just put a camera on him.
Who knows? One day you might even get to speak.
How you doing over there, Jamie?
Yeah, you didn't seem too excited about the idea.
I don't know. It's just more work for Ryan.
It's true. It's one more camera angle to edit. It seems simple to add that in, but
It was just such a subtle deflection. It's like we don't even notice them anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I mean, you talk during every podcast. This is no different now than you actually get your screen time. There should be like no skin off your back.
Okay, it's good then.
I'm just glad Ken gets to defend himself a little bit now.
We talk a lot of shit sometimes when Ken's not on here.
Yep, and you just have to yell from behind. That's not true.
I got the power to mute you.
That is true.
Yeah, Ken
You
actually
just
does
made
hold a lot of power back there. We've talked about maybe getting like a fifth camera or a fifth microphone kind of set up in the middle, because then when we have like Justin on or Evan or like one of like the main homies, it's always hard to decide like who hops off. And we've kind of done a couple different renditions of it, but I think if there's almost 5 people, like that's a lot, and we try not to talk over each other.
Which I think
But that's difficult with that many people.
I think we're pretty good at it, not talking over each other. I think it'd be fun sometimes.
I guess just leave a comment down below what you guys think about that, or if 4 is like the perfect number.
Mm-hmm.
Well, boys, I think we missed a big opportunity this weekend. This past weekend, we spent 24 hours in a snow fort.
And that was just 24 hours straight. Probably a good 48 hours collectively almost.
Digging it. I think we should have done a podcast inside of the snow fort.
We should.
I agree.
It would have been so hard, though. Like, with everything else on top of what we did, throwing a podcast into the mix, it would almost been unrealistic. Obviously, in hindsight, it would have been sick. But, dude, it was hard enough just to have, like, the energy to flip the camera on for, like, updates throughout it, let alone put together an entire podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I think we should have done? We should have done it for 50 hours. Then you would have had time.
Well, yeah.
If you look at Mr. Beast, every time he does one, he does for 50. We're doing pussy-ass 24 hours.
Why 50 hours?
It looks better.
Looks better probably for the title. We should have done 50.
What did he do for 50 hours?
I
Buried
could
alive
a
for
lot of
50,
stuff.
I think.
I could not have done 50 hours.
I could have. I was chilling.
I could have totally done 50 hours if we did not have to dig that ourselves and carry all that gear out. If I walked in there with my sleeping bag and my gear, I could.
That's true.
I was chilling, dude. I could have kept doing it. I could have done it.
I don't think I could have done it. To be completely honest with you, I was pretty tapped out after 24. And going into the night, I don't know how well we captured it on camera, but I don't know where Ken got this idea that I was going to quit if I made a couple jokes about it. But Ken, at least every 5-10 minutes, would be like, dude, just quit. All you have to do is just quit right now. We'll both leave. We'll both get our cars wrapped. I'm like, why are you soloing me out for this? I'm not going to quit, Ken.
I was trying to manifest it.
Yeah. So if you watch the video, we or haven't, we did a consequence if you didn't stay the 24 hours
In the Igloo.
Yes, in the Igloo that we built. The consequence was if you bailed, you get your car wrapped however we want to wrap it, and you have to keep it that way for a month. And no one backed out.
I'm pretty surprised. I mean, like CJ said, it wasn't the end of the world. I mean, we had a TV, we had heaters, we had
Steak.
a keg of beers, pizzazz steak.
It was great. It was very luxury.
It was pretty luxury, but still by the end of it, dude, I was so mentally fatigued. I was just like, I'm just ready to be warm, like fully warm, like sitting in a nice room, warm, and shower and brush my teeth and just feel like the feeling of being whole and like warm,
Dude, I think I could have done 50 hours if I felt more safe about what we built.
Yeah,
that was mostly what I was worried about. I'm not gonna lie, I was having PTSD sleeping last night, dude. So I stayed at Greta's house, and I probably woke up 5 times throughout the night, and the room was just dark enough where it brought me back to the cave, and I'd look up at the ceiling, and it brought me back to the moment where I'd like freak out. Like I had like PTSD of being like claustrophobic, because the whole time, I don't know if I said this to you guys, I was fucking scared of that ceiling falling in on us. And like every time somebody new would come in, they would just be like, wow, this is sketchy. And we'd be like, is it really that sketchy? And be like, oh yeah, you could die. You probably will die. Yeah, you will die. Yeah. And after hearing that like 5 different times, it really started to think about it. And then the ceiling does start to cave and collapse. And then you're like, oh shit. And then you sleep in that. And I had it pretty good. I was kind of on like the edge of it. But Ken just slept right in the middle. And I actually, kind of all of you guys just slept like right underneath the ceiling. So the issue with it is people are like, why didn't you build it more caved? Like, so then all the pressure isn't just sitting there flat, right? Because when you make an igloo, if you basically have all the weight is just dispersed kind of at angles, and that's what holds it up. Where we didn't have that luxury of having a big enough snow pile. So the ceiling was just basically flat. And I was really scared, honestly. I was worried about that. And like that was like the hardest part. I had to get like drunk enough where I was like kind of just accepted it. And then I was ungodly hungover, which made it even worse. And then once the buzz kind of wore off, then I was just like, oh shit. This is scary.
I went out there, and it actually still hadn't collapsed yet.
That's good to hear.
Which does make me feel a little bit better, I guess.
I think, though, the heater, because I slept next to the heater wasn't on, but it had run periodically throughout the night, and that was weakening the ceiling severely.
Yeah.
Actually, the only chunk of the ceiling that fell was about 6 inches from my head in the morning. That's what woke me up. Then I couldn't fall back asleep. I was like, the ceiling's going to fall on me. But it was still up this morning. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we were a little too worried.
I think we were.
I was also worried about the ventilation of it, running that propane heater in it.
Because we literally
I mean, if you're in a fish house and you got the propane going on, you don't really think about that. But I was just like, dude, I can see the news articles. 5 idiot YouTubers
they died doing some kind of stunt.
Died doing their stunt. And everyone reading it would be like,
I
knew
always
that
knew
was
that
going
was
to
gonna
happen. Yeah, that's how that was going to go. And I don't know. I was worried about that too. In hindsight, probably didn't need to be, but it was just like the little things in the moment where once you're out, you're like, thank God.
Yeah, you guys are talking gibberish. You, Ken, and Mike, or Ben, Ken, and Mike were literally talking gibberish at the end of the night. It was like 3:30, 4 in the morning, right after we lost the generator seized up. So Ryan and I were cranking on that thing for like 30 minutes out in the pitch dark, but we got it going, and you guys were just sitting in there talking gibberish. All 3 of you talking gibberish.
CJ and I walked in, and we kind of sat down, and we looked at each other.
Yeah, we gave each other just a look
like what are they talking about right now? You guys had officially lost it.
Maybe the fumes. I'm pretty sure the fumes did play a part in that.
I don't know. It was just 3 really stupid people trying to talk to each other, and no one knew what they were saying. And Ryan and I looked at each other and said, "Well, let's go to bed."
Yep. Yeah.
And everyone got packed up and went to bed. And
I don't think there was anything wrong with us. We're all just really stupid. So we genuinely wanted to get a solid liquor blanket on for the night ahead of us.
See, I was the opposite.
Yeah, I did not want to.
And CJ was like, "Well, why would I get drunk tonight when I can drink all day tomorrow?" Which is exactly what you did.
It wasn't even necessarily that. No. It was more so the fact that if something was going to go wrong, I wanted to be in a right state of mind to handle it appropriately.
Deal with it. Or I didn't want to go to bed and feel out of control of anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I was out of control. I was 100. I regret all my decisions. That was the right decision to make.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate that you guys doing that. I wasn't nearly as scared as you, so it didn't matter to me but I still appreciate that there was someone there to be in control. But I didn't think it was going to get out of control. I didn't see that the headline, the 5 years, we weren't doing anything that extreme. The ceiling was deteriorating, but it wasn't.
That was the thing. So everyone always is like, "Oh, what you do is so dangerous." And I was at the dentist the week before, and they were talking just honestly shit. It was "Oh, you haven't died during one of your stunts? And I was like, what?
I'm sitting
stunts?
right here.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm here. I'm fine. And they're like, what are you doing this weekend? And we're like, we're just digging a snow cave. Like, it's not even dangerous. Like, it's more creative
They
than
see the
crazy.
news.
Yeah.
And then the news happened. I was like, this would be the thing that would take us out. But when I was sitting there, I was like, I just am so sick of people. I was going like, oh, what's the next crazy stunt you're going to do? So I thought the next time that someone asks us that, I'm just going to come up with the most outrageous story ever. They're going to be like, what are you guys going to do this weekend? We're like, oh, we actually have 4 horses and we're going to drag Ken apart by each limb and we'll see how long he can hang on. Or like, oh, we're actually just going to drive as fast as we can and then
into a brick wall.
Into a brick wall.
It's like,
and just say actually crazy things, and then those be like,
probably get them talking. They probably talk about you. Be good publicity. People be like, I gotta look up this and see if they actually did it.
Yeah, so Ben's dad's got an airplane, and we're gonna ghost ride it. Just jump out, parachutes obviously, but the plane, just let it go down wherever it goes.
some guy actually did that.
Yeah,
And he got called out for it big time by a bunch of airplane YouTubers.
Yeah, they said he could have landed it.
wait, what?
No,
Some dude just.
I can't remember the context of it, so I don't want to speak on it too in depth. But some dude got up in an airplane, like vlogged him like taking off and doing everything like that, and then had like GoPro mounts like perfectly angled. It was like a weirdly set up.
It was totally set up.
Was he a YouTuber?
I watched it. I know. How to set up
he was
video.
trying.
That
He was
set up.
He was
and
trying
it was so fake
to
and obviously
become a
set up.
YouTuber.
Oh, he is one.
or-
He is one. He makes
is one.
videos
Okay.
all the time.
Okay, so he YouTubed,
And then
so he's thinking.
the engine failed or something went wrong with it, where he had to skydive out. So he just so happened to have like
his equipment, and
his
he just
equipment ready?
like hopped out and just bailed and let the plane crash, and it was conveniently
like no
over.
panic.
It was over this like field, and it was kind of like an older, cheaper plane, and it went down. Then he uploads this thing, and like it's pretty damn good title and thumbnail, like having to skydive out of my airplane.
I mean,
because
yeah.
it broke, and like he survives, and then he goes and sees his crashed airplane. But like the way it was cut, the way he was acting, it was so obviously fake. Honestly, what he should have done was just crashing my airplane on purpose.
Yeah,
like and
ghost
no one
riding my
could have been
airplane.
mad,
Yeah.
except for like people, aviation people take that shit seriously, as you probably should. You're flying an airplane. Like there is no room for dicking around. Like when Whistling Diesel bought his plane and he didn't even take it off the ground, they were so freaking mad about it. They thought it was so dangerous, and like the FFA was all up in arms about it.
FAA, not the
FAA.
Future Farmers of America. They were pissed.
That's okay. I just didn't want you to get
No, right, yeah. But yeah, no, it was just so obviously fake. He did it on purpose, but he tried passing off like, "Ooh, my shit stopped working."
So I mean, technically,
He got called out hard.
You can't skydive out of the plane at the last minute. So you kind of have to make your decision early. But did he
No,
try
they're
to
saying
fix
he
it?
could have just landed it. He could have just
Oh,
coasted and landed it. And he just jumped right out, that bitch.
How did he get his plane back? I mean, obviously
I gotta see if
crashed.
it's still up, dude.
And
He
he's-
was getting heat from it, and enough heat where he turned off the comments.
Oh,
I'm like, bro, if you turn off the
Gotta
comments,
own that
you're looking
shit.
guilty.
you gotta own that.
And he's probably not trying to argue back that he could, or, well, maybe I could have, or no, I couldn't have, because he probably knows it. He knows it's fake. Obviously, he knows.
Who goes up in an airplane with their own parachute ready?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It's right here.
I don't know.
Seems like
It's
a
right
smart
here.
idea.
Seems like a good idea.
Seems like a good
It's
idea.
like going out on a boat with a life jacket.
Oh, it's
Exactly,
Trevor Jacob.
Yeah, his name is Trevor Jacob.
Yeah, I've
and
seen it. I haven't seen the
he
video,
just
but
posted the video. It was 2 months ago, 1.6 million views.
That's all he got
That's
for
it?
crashing
And
a
it just
plane.
says, I crashed my plane.
Oh, I don't know. I thought he would do better.
same.
I hope he thought it would do better too.
Maybe YouTube throttled it, and
Yeah,
they
that
were like, "We don't want."
Bro, we cut the roof
It's
off
about
a
as
limo and got
real
more
as
views.
it gets. I mean, or like the idea of it is like him just taking off, and it's like he just has the GoPros going.
That dude's had some interesting videos.
I mean,
Like whether or not that's
are you sure we're talking about the same person? He doesn't really
Yeah,
post that much.
he
Mike.
doesn't.
How do
I don't
you
know.
what his videos are?
I've seen a few.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Mike told me about a really interesting. I don't know if we're done talking about. Oh, jeez, kid.
Damn, Jamie.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen this?
I
All
haven't.
right, so he just takes off. He's playing it cool.
You know, I hate.
But is he not even
I
talking
hate to
in
say
it?
that the guy is
And then-
completely faked it.
Then
but-
it's just like, oh, the engine, and like, I don't know. It's just everything was just so.
He just hops out.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't look like there's a ton of landing spots there.
No, they're saying you could have just coasted it right around and like I don't know, dude. There's like pilots reacting to it and saying that it's so clearly fake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know anything.
He just jumps out that bitch.
He's like, I'm out. Oh, and then it tanks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because he's not probably holding the thing, so it just goes straight down.
Good day for skydiving, though.
Honestly, I'm
ready with the GoPro cam.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Look at him looking back up at
Joe
it.
Rogan looking at us. What if it just started following you?
His headphones are sitting here like.
I mean,
around.
it's pretty. He skydived for a long time. That's what I mean. Like he was skydiving for like 45 seconds of like straight falling. So I feel like he could have. He's got one finger on that thing. He could have had a little more time to figure out what he was going to do. Because like this thing's still going down.
I guess we're gonna have to try it.
Did it start a fire?
No, I think it's a pretty good video idea. I'm just saying he should have just owned up and like,
for sure.
I crashed my plane on purpose. He would probably got way more views that way.
Yeah, I agree.
So then what? I gotta
Granted,
see.
there's probably.
Yeah, I want to see it crash into the thing.
It's just
What's
like,
the angle from the sky?
like,
Is
dude,
that
those
him
planes aren't very
watching
much
it?
money. Like that thing's probably 60 grand tops.
I don't even think that much.
I mean, I've seen people do
gosh.
worse for less.
Here we go. Boom.
Oh,
Dang, that was a hard hit. Dude, he had this thing GoPro'd up.
Yeah.
But see,
and there's a GoPro shot of where it's landing too. Of it coming in.
The weird thing is
he scoops
like
in on it.
being a YouTuber. Like, did he not have a plan?
What do you mean a plan?
Well, or sorry, what makes it seem fake is he doesn't come off and he's like, "Today we're gonna go fly to
no,
this
I think
place."
he just had his just GoPros going in case maybe because I mean a lot of people do GoPro themselves just doing stuff.
I mean, that's true, but he had so much, and he
There's
was
a lot of GoPros on
a
that
lot
thing.
of GoPros.
He had to have like 5.
Holy
Dang.
crap!
Yeah. Oh no, but it's the ending that makes it seem so fake. Because like if you're listening to him talk, he's like, "Okay, now I gotta get out of here," and he like hikes, and then like he like gets to the road, and there's like a car come by, and he goes, "Hey, stop!" And then like they like stop, and like the video cuts, and he like hops in. Like I don't know, it's just kind of cringe, bro.
I do feel bad if this was a complete accident. The dude has his plane stall out on him.
We're not the first people calling him out on like.
That's
there's
true.
pilots like, dude, why would you jump out?
It's
Like,
so
yeah, like,
interesting
he
the
didn't
way
even
that
try.
it crumpled, like
you
the
could
whole
glide
thing.
that thing.
Yeah, it would have been
Especially a plane like that. I think.
okay, the engine's completely off, but I'm still flying. I can
Yeah,
still
but I
jump
guess
out.
if you were like, "Well, I have this parachute ready to roll," the chance of me.
Kind of looks like Brian Laundrie.
That's what I thought initially too. I
This
thought
is-
maybe it
this
was.
is what he was up to. He fucking
Vlogged his whole way out. At least turned the YouTuber mode
yeah.
on.
Just go to the very end. So, like yeah, he's like sipping the water out of the.
Oh, he had a
little bit.
Camelback.
No, he was sipping water out of a river like. Making noise like that. Now go to the end. Go to the end.
CJ.
Dude, I don't know. I don't care that it's like fake. I don't know. He should have just owned up.
What's he holding on to there? A water bottle?
And he like is explaining these random ass people. I crashed my plane. And they just
I would say moral of the story with content exactly like this, we try our best to do this is like if you're gonna like do something crazy and try to have it come off as like staged or whatever or come across as a certain way, you're better off just owning up to it.
I'd just do it real. That's
Yeah.
all I'd say.
Or like not owning up to it or whatever. You're better off just like putting it out there and saying I did this. Not this happened. How crazy is that? And trying to set it up like
Yeah,
it.
the internet's real quick to call you out.
Yeah,
on
I
that
mean
shit.
it's like the odds, especially if you're not good at it. That one wasn't half bad, but
Hey, Mike told me something super interesting earlier. He found this YouTuber that dug a hole, like a cave,
oh, it's so cool.
from his shop to his house. But yeah, like he just straight up dug like a pretty
Like a mining
badass
cave.
tunnel, right?
Yeah, he's very like Mark Rober-esque, doesn't upload very often, but he
Because he's been digging a cave.
yeah, because it
probably.
actually takes him that long, like jackhammering, cutting out literal rocks, and then he welds frames in, and then he puts mesh, like wire mesh on all of it, and then he fills that with concrete, like it's as legit as it gets. And on his part 7 series, he finally made it to his house, but he's doing like everything perfectly.
Is that legal? Can you dig a tunnel?
Ben
on your
asked the
property?
same
I said
thing.
the same thing, but Elon Musk is out here just boring tunnels.
Well, he has permits.
Right.
That's
but I
true,
would
yeah.
He's not
me.
just digging.
I would say like if
need-
you really wanted to do it, you could do it. You know, it's
So-
just no one wants to do it because it's like the amount of work that it looks like it takes. He's been at it for 6 months,
That was-
just making digging
Well,
videos.
dude, think about how hard it was to dig a tunnel in the
Through
snow.
Yep.
So that got me thinking, though. All right, so we got our new property, and there's just one house in between our shop and our new property. We just bore a tunnel from the shop, just pops out in the middle of the field.
That'd be pretty badass.
Oh, I mean, so keep in mind his tunnel is probably a fifth of that length, maybe less.
But he
and-
didn't have little minions like we do.
Right. But no, that
And
would be
we-
actually
when-
that would be
when-
the coolest thing ever.
When Ken's minions are done filling his orders,
Send them
we
back
have
with
to
their
down
dig a
digging.
tunnel.
digging.
They come back up 2 days later like black faces, like miners.
How far did you guys make it?
Yeah,
5 feet.
Yeah, 5 feet. Not bad, not bad. Come back tomorrow.
That's what I kept thinking about when we were digging the snow cave. I was like, guys, this isn't that bad. Because think about like Pablo Escobar's people that had to dig him his caves. You know,
Yeah, real caves are a lot
that shit would have
harder.
been way harder because it's not snow; it's like dirt.
Yeah, it wasn't Pablo Escobar. It was El Chapo, but yeah.
El Chapo.
Oh,
Well, I'm pretty sure Pablo Escobar had caves too.
He might have, but El Chapo was like, he's like the tunnel god.
He has tunnels everywhere. They like tunneled him in and out of prison, didn't they?
Dude, he escaped to
That's crazy.
weird El Chapo fact. All right, so he goes to prison, and I can't remember how
drug
long he was
dealing.
there for. Yeah, and his crew buys a farmhouse 1.5 miles away from the prison, and there's prison video of him going into his shower and then just disappearing. Well, they built a tunnel from this farmhouse 1.5 miles down, right, and then into his cell. So he dips out of his cell, gets on this motorcycle that has a light.
motorcycle?
They had a
Gets on-
motorcycle.
oh,
in
yeah,
the
full on
cave.
motorcycle, and then rides this motorcycle
Through the
1.5 miles through the tunnel, pops up in this farmhouse, and then obviously his crew's there to grab him, and then they shuffle him all over the place. And then by the time they realize that he was missing, he was already like pretty much probably at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, isn't
was
that
gone.
crazy, dude?
The motorcycle is the best part for sure.
best
I
part.
mean,
Haven't
granted,
smart walk, but
1.5 miles long tunnel, but
I wonder if he was worried about carbon monoxide.
Probably not.
how do they know
Isn't that
where to
crazy?
dig to?
that's
don't
what
know.
how.
They just dig out underneath the whole prison.
Yeah.
One day it just falls in.
I don't know, man.
I guess you got
That's
to put
impressive.
those type of guys on the second floor.
He pays those guys a lot.
I think I'm ready to hang up my tunnel digging for a while.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, it was just a lot of work. You guys all follow we have a lot of fan pages. Not a flex, we just do. There's a lot. I have a
ton.
lot.
Yeah.
You guys have quite a few too. But there's the main fan pages I call. They're all ran by one person. I won't disclose his name, but we kind of know who he is. But anyway, all
We're
on
not
his,
asking them to make the fan
Right,
page.
right.
To be clear.
and he made he's got Jonah, he's got Cheddar, he's got Jet Ski Ryan, he's got Speedo Mike, and then it's just Ken Matthews fan page. And so those are the mains. You can tell by the followers they're like all
And
like,
he and like the main CboysTV.
and and CboysTV fans he also runs. So he runs the main fan accounts. I am so entertained by just like the dynamic that he creates within these fan pages. Like he was like literally posted a picture that Ben was like surfing with Alex way back in the day. I mean, I don't know how old
CJ's
you were.
girlfriend.
CJ's girlfriend. You were like 13 or something. Anyway, it was like Cheddar posting it, like trying to start beef with Jonah. And it's just so funny. And it's like, I'm just picturing him like just killing it, running all 6 of these accounts. And like
He
starting
logs out
beef.
of Cheddar, goes back
Right,
into
and he's
Jonah,
like-
comments on it.
He does, and he'll share like something on like Speedo Mike, and then he'll share something on CBoy. He's very invested, and it's just like
Does a good job.
so entertaining. So if you guys aren't following, like if there's any fan pages worth following, it would be those ones.
He's so dedicated
He's
to
so
it.
dedicated.
He's so dedicated to it. And I was like, dude, this has got to take a lot of time, right? And he was like, no, not that much time. And all of his buddies were like, bro, that's all you do.
Yeah, like he genuinely like sits down and like thinks about like he creates content. He's not just reposting our stuff. That's the coolest part about it.
Yeah,
So, like,
he was. I was asking him, where do you find most of these things? Because he's got to dig for a lot of them. And he was like, yeah, that's something I pride myself on is I don't just take your guys' content and just repost it. I actually have to work for some of it, or I'll go in and screenshot some of like the Snapchats that you wouldn't normally see or things like that.
which I love.
He
'Cause,
made
like,
that
he's
little
gotta have
edit
some-
on my TC too. He put like many different videos together and then made a full-blown edit about my car to bring my car back, which did make me decide I'm buying that shit back.
Are you?
That's sweet.
Dude, we should hire that kid for something. The dedication he's got.
Really should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some sort of social, like, I mean, it's impressive.
He's better at posting than us.
It's well, and it's
Dude,
cool.
can you just run all of our personal pages?
It's cool seeing him create content about you or about any of you, like that you haven't seen in a certain way or a certain light. You may have seen it before. It's also unfortunate that he's doing some digging on our Facebooks and stuff because, you know, there's embarrassing stuff you did at 14 years old unintentionally.
Yeah, Ryan went in and deleted most of his stuff.
Bro, I was a big social media guy. I love taking pictures.
Especially
I love posting
on
them
Facebook.
on Facebook.
I'm looking at my
dude.
Facebook pics like, why did I put this up there? Because you just upload albums.
Mm-hmm.
I just went through actually yesterday and deleted just some random photos. I'm like, why did I upload this?
I left some golden nuggets
of
me
for
and Ken
sure.
up on there still, though.
You got to leave those.
There's some good ones.
Ryan and Ken, best friends back in the day.
You're buying your TC back? Why? Yeah. Why?
Well, okay, this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to sell my truck, and I'm going to buy a ZL1 1LE, and I don't want to drive that down the gravel, so I'm going to buy my TC back, and then I'll have a rally TC.
Can you buy it back? Where is it?
Fuck it. He lives in the same apartment building as my sister.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, CJ, you know what that TC has on it now?
A dumbass wing.
Wing. I'm taking the.
It looks
I'm
terrible.
taking the wing off. I'm taking the carbon fiber.
No, the
off.
carbon fiber wrapped hood.
I figured you guys would all like that. Thought you like mods like that, guys.
We'll fix it up. I'm gonna make it look how I had it.
Wing.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it look how I had it, and then my dad bought his high school car back too.
I'm personally
and that'd be pretty cool to have mine.
I'm personally all for it.
Yeah, I think
all
you should.
for it.
That'd be
I think
sick.
that's a great car, and I think that if push came to shove, this sounds so dumb, but like, let's say you blew the motor on it. You know how those motors are a dime a dozen. Yeah, I mean, like
he's listening to this right now, and the price is just going up, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, he wants it back.
He wants it bad.
He's giving himself for 12.
I don't know what it's worth, but
I didn't know what you were doing. I look over. That's
CJ is just playing with his cord over there, and I didn't know.
I think it was the fact that he was yawning at the same time.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
Fuck.
Super random. But would you guys install Elon Musk's Neuralink into your brain?
No.
Yeah.
Mike needs all the help he can get.
Okay, all right. Okay, perfect. CJ, we'll start with you. Why?
Why would I want to install a chip into my brain? Like, I'd rather just be me.
What if
Does it change you?
You better.
I'm not going to run that risk. I already like how I am.
I think
fair enough.
Right now what they want to use it for, or what they're building it for is people that have, you know, let's say they're paralyzed, and it should be able to reconnect your brain and your spinal cord. No idea how.
Yeah.
And then you're able to obviously,
and when it could control your whole nervous system, I think.
Yeah, but then they talk about it. If you're installing it in, and then what if it gets to the point where it's just like a built-in computer, and it's just like downloadable facts or something like that? Just insane.
Or what if someone hacks that and everyone who has the Neuralink now turns into like they're under their control and they're like, I can't do it, you know, and they just turn into like a zombie. That's why I would never do it.
Right. Is mind control, is that part of it, or is it more?
Who knows? They have control of your whole brain. That's like
yeah, you brought up the hacker thing, and that makes me kind of rethink, because Elon is not the typical rich, he's not like hungry necessarily for money or power, and I don't think he's ever been malicious. That's why I feel comfortable.
Who knows? They might have used to say that about Putin.
But yeah, I don't think Elon Musk is malicious.
I don't know if they ever did, but they might have. They said about Hitler, they thought he was such a great guy.
We've hung out a few times with Ken, obviously. He's a good guy.
What about you, Ken?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Maybe if after it's like 20 years and it's been there on the market, but I just don't think the risk of things that can go wrong versus the benefits is worth it.
It's different. It's different if you obviously have an extreme situation like being paralyzed, where the risk to reward is worth it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
But if you're just chilling and you're just like, I want to have access to everything on the internet in my brain, then I guess That's kind of
I
can sound kind of sick when you say it like that.
I can see it being like a flex thing. You know, I'm sure it's not going to be cheap.
But then it's not fair. Yeah, so they talk
Like
about that as well. So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. You know, you're creating these products that are just they're basically just tailored to rich people getting smarter and putting themselves in more positions to get richer, right?
Yeah.
So then it's like if only they can afford it, and then they are like clearly like the top 1% of like knowledge right out there, then how do you even compete with that?
Well, that's the way I think about it. So I agree. Maybe being an early adopter of it would be a little sketchy.
Right.
But think about it. Like there's Botox to make you look prettier. There's steroids to help enhance your muscles. There's all these enhancing things. You don't like your boobs, you make them bigger. So what if you could like amplify your brain activity and you could make yourself be a better, like maybe physical human, as in like the way you move if you're paralyzed, or emotional. Maybe they can fix some emotional damage and shit like that. They make you more even keel, or they make you smarter and you can do your job better. Like say you're a CEO and you need like to constantly be able to grab these informations, or even like a number cruncher type of person. I think about having like that amount of data in your brain. You'd be able to process things so fast because you'd have all this type of information coming at you. You're like, okay, I'm gonna, like a stock trader, I could see it just being golden for. Like they'd be able to pull all this information. I don't really know how it freaking works, but like I'm imagining it being like a digital NZT pill that just makes you a way better human. I agree there's total risks, but like if you could be better, why not?
Risk to reward, baby.
That's true.
What's the difference from that in your phone? I mean, obviously there's differences, but
because if
don't you have the world at your fingertips right here?
Yeah,
you do.
I mean, people
but you don't have to carry.
But people are at that point are gonna be so fucking lazy that they don't even want to type it in anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But to say we're both competing CEO, or we're both stock traders, and the ticker's going by right here, and I go, okay, I wanted to see if this stock is going up or down, and I go like boom, and I do this magical thing in my brain that makes a thing Neuralink work, and then I get to review all the facts right there in my head, or however, if I can control it with the screen faster. I literally do not know how this shit works, but then I can do it 75% faster than you. I'm better at my job, and then you fall behind.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody really knows how it works. We're just speaking in hypothetical terms.
Totally.
I guess if you can give yourself any bit of advantage, that's where
there's points to that.
Yeah.
I think it's then something to be said about the phone thing. So I think of, well, what's the difference with your phone? Obviously, it's like a thing you have to hold in your hand or have with you, or make sure it's with you. But a lot of things on a cell phone are made to keep you on that cell phone and sell to you. Now, however this would work with Neuralink, if there was anyone that somehow could make money off that, then I'd be like completely out. Think if you had something in your head.
Trust me, Mike, they will make money off of it.
Well, no, they'll make money off it, but that's what I'm saying. Like if they are trying to like sell something, like basically
like
throwing advertisements.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, as
Terrible.
dumb as it sounds, but yeah, that would be awful. Like if you had Neuralink in your head and there was they were collecting your information and repurposing it and making money on it.
Oh, they would have your information. You would be their data collector.
Yeah. But it's like you open your phone to legitimately look something up, and the next thing you know, you might be on Instagram. Hopefully that type of thing doesn't happen with Neuralink. Like you just use Neuralink to strictly do good.
So then what happens to the school system?
Well, yeah, they make like a age limit on when you can get it,
but
they like push it like the vaccine.
Yeah.
But like
get your Neuralinks today.
Yeah. We lowered the age to 5 years old. You can get Neuralink installed.
You don't have a Neuralink? Yeah, you can't come into our store.
You don't have Neuralink? Well, you're not going to be able to keep up in this class then. Also, the tough thing about it is listening to Elon Musk explain it. So over my head. I mean, you get the gist, right? But then he starts explaining on how and why you do it this way and what it would really take to actually do it. It all goes over my head.
I think that'd be one of the things that like the aliens are watching us do, and they're just like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." They start putting computers in their heads.
Hey, Steve, you want to see if you can hack this, or maybe let's give it a year and see.
You guys remember that show Black Mirror?
Yeah.
It sounds like an episode of Black Mirror. I mean, there definitely is things. They had contacts and stuff they'd put in. You could control it. They had chips too that you could put in and out. But the creators of that show, when COVID started, they were like making a new season. And they said that the world doesn't need another Black Mirror season. And they quit making it because it was like so dystopian and so many things were coming true. They were like, the world doesn't need another Black Mirror. And they just quit.
That is insane.
Which could be a cop-out. Could literally be like everybody that does a shitty job at their business goes, oh, COVID really has made things tough for us. It's like the go-to excuse. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe they didn't want to make another show and they wanted to chill and
But it does sound, they're like, every time we make more Black Mirror episodes, just as crazy as shit happens pretty much in the world.
So when you go to bed, when you plug your phone in, do you also have to plug your brain in?
I mean, I don't think so, but yeah, what does it run on?
I don't know if they've actually really announced it as it was for like the average person. I think it's just for people with disabilities.
To me, it would be golden. If I couldn't walk right now,
if you have
I'd
disabilities,
be like, yes.
then you'll do whatever you got to do to make it right.
Yeah, we just totally went on a tangent.
Yeah.
It's the future, though. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think maybe later on it'll be available for like the average human, maybe if you want to, but I'm not sure if they've really announced that yet. He said possibly in the future, that's maybe his goal.
Support for Life Wide Open podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming. Their 4th generation performance package absolutely changed the male grooming game by their refined body wash to round out your hygiene routine. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped for their shower time routine by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code WIDEOPEN.
Have you smelled Manscaped's refined body wash? Fellas, the ladies love their signature scent. Keep the grooming game going with the Performance Package 4.0. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multi-function on-off switch that can engage a travel lock, and gives you the ability to turn the LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Oh, did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? This trimmer is a shower essential. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear.
Unfortunately, I need this one really bad. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor powered 360-degree rotary dual blade system.
Oh. I got a lot on that one.
This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology which help prevents nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. Seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations. The Crop Preserver ball deodorant for before leaving the house and the Crop Reviver ball toner for a mid-game ball check. Trust me when I say this, fellas, your balls will thank you. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WIDEOPEN at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code WIDEOPEN at manscaped.com. Keep your balls trimmed, fresh, and clean with Manscaped. Back to the podcast.
Speaking of first cars, Ryan, I don't know why this just popped in my head. I kind of have a story about me and my first car. It was a 1996 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I had my license for like 5 months, and I rear-ended my 2nd grade teacher with it.
What?
Yeah, the day before Christmas. Day before Christmas Eve, actually, yeah. Rear-ended her, like hard. Fucking hard.
Wait.
Sounds weird saying I rear-ended my 2nd grade teacher really hard, but I did.
And you either get an A or an F.
Did she remember you?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the story. Me and my friends, I'm in the 9th grade, so I would have been, 14, 15. I would have been 15.
Just
So
green behind the wheel.
Yep. I'm driving my car. We got like one of those little cassette tapes that goes into the cassette because my car had a cassette player, and then a cord comes out of it, and you can hook up for MP3 on your phone.
Shit.
So just got that. It was like $7 in Walmart. Blaring some Lil Wayne. We're driving. New Noodles and Company was in town in Fargo, so we're looking, trying to find it. Super busy because there's like, obviously.
Hold the.
Oh.
Why is this right here?
I didn't see it. That's Jake's helmet?
This is Jake's helmet that he said we stole like a month ago.
So did you steal it?
Why would I steal it and then freak out about finding it? Hold on. Why is this right here?
I actually don't know.
Somebody here has to know, because he has been hot on my tail, because he blamed me for like taking it and hiding it. And every time I see him, he goes, dude, just where's my helmet?
Yeah, he was pretty convinced it was here. And I looked everywhere for that thing.
What the
Not
heck?
me. Wasn't me.
All right. Jake, you found your helmet. Anyway, CJ, continue.
I didn't know what.
Me too. I got scared.
Yeah, I was really confused. I thought you were like just remembering the story or something.
Yeah.
No. So anyways, basically all the traffic got backed up, so they were stopping way earlier than you normally would. I'm looking this way.
That's when the rear ends happen.
Boom. I mean, hit this minivan so hard, it sent it into the car in front of her. So it was a 3-car pileup.
Yikes.
I mean, it totaled my car just because it was totaled. I mean, it wasn't worth much, but totaled her van. She had like a new minivan, totaled that bitch, and then it went into.
Wait, were kids in there?
Yeah, they're in the back.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, it's bad. I felt bad, but it also wasn't. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad because no one was hurt. So,
That's
anyways.
good.
I'm like, holy fuck, I couldn't believe what I just did.
Yeah, because you just started driving.
I hop out, and she hops out. Imagine how confused I was, my second grade teacher. And she just is like, she was hot,
I'm sure, dude.
Mad hot, And
Yeah, she was like mad hot, dude.
like mad, And she jumps out and she goes, how fast were you going? And then realized it was me. And then she felt all bad. She's like, "Oh my gosh, are you CJ?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was just like gave me a hug and felt all bad. And then cops came and basically that's you talking about your first car. That was my first car. I rear-ended her.
And you had all your little cronies in the car.
Yeah,
too.
me and my boys. Yeah.
And the teacher was just
God
so was
damn it,
she
dude.
mad after? Or was she
No, she felt bad. But then her husband came and that dude was bald and he was pissed. But I mean,
bald head.
Yeah, it wasn't it was fine. But yeah, I felt bad about it. So I mean, not many people can say they rear-ended their second grade teacher. Yeah. And I did it. Total 2 cars. Frick.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
And then you actually have a bit of a track record because you totaled your WRX too, which was your second car.
That hit deer. I would say that was partially my fault. The other one was fully my fault. The WRX was irreplaceable though; it couldn't be fixed.
It was toast.
It was toast.
Yeah, it was toast.
I hit 2 deer at once.
And they were also toast.
Yeah, the deer were done.
Those things got annihilated.
Yeah.
I remember that, dude. You called and you were like, "Dude, I just hit 2 deer. My car is toast." It was like a foggy night. It was worst case Ontario.
Yeah, it was foggy. That was partially why. And I was just an idiot. I was going too fast. I don't know why.
Come over the top of a hill.
Yeah,
but I remember we didn't have anything. We had to I had to call my dad, be like, "Dad, can we borrow your trailer?"
Yeah.
And then we called somebody else. We're like, "Can we borrow your truck?" And then we're trying to figure out how we're gonna get it up on the trailer. We don't have a skid. We don't have nothing.
Up, yeah.
Yeah, and we were still trying to save it. We didn't want to all right, just
know
drag it
toast,
up.
Yeah.
So we were being careful and trying to push it up, and it was the whole thing.
Yeah. That car was cool, but honestly, I wasn't in love with it. Or I mean, I was in love with it at the time, but looking back, I'm not man, I wish I still had that car.
I would say that was your first love for sure, dude. You love that car.
That Subaru WRX. I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think you'd still have it anymore, but I think it
Yeah,
would have had a better future.
Definitely.
If it didn't get
CJ's
annihilated.
got, I mean, we've said it a lot early on in the channel. Ken's hit a handful of deer. Now CJ's had some pretty bad luck with deer. He just got his Evo smoked on the side.
Yeah, that's why
both
everyone was
doors.
asking what happened to the side of the Evo, because
We haven't explained.
if you followed me on Instagram, you'd know.
That's
But basically, I was just going home and a deer body checked the side of the Evo and then just kept going. I was driving and he jumped into the side.
And directly into the side of your car.
But I got it fixed now, so it's all good.
Yeah, it looks good. It's good to have it back. It looked in rough shape after you ripped your front lip off. And dude,
still
I mean,
gotta fix
I
all
know
that.
everybody in the Midwest says this, but we don't. Ken and myself and CJ do not drive home without seeing a deer, and it's
No way.
it's just scary because I mean, driving any of our cars, I guess the Evo is pretty one of a kind. My Subi, if I mangle that up with a couple deer.
It's pretty much irreplaceable.
There's no going back. Or like the Bronco. I remember I actually almost hit a deer like the night I drove it home. It wouldn't be, but it'd be like, damn, dude, there's like 35 miles on this thing, and I almost smoked some deer. But I mean, what do you do? Everybody goes through that, I guess.
Am I a bad friend if I didn't notice you got your car fixed? How long ago did you get fixed?
I don't know, like a week ago. I really don't care.
Haven't even noticed, bro.
So speaking of driving, we're going on a big RV trip. We were talking about it, I don't know, a couple podcasts ago. And
now it's
we
all
always do
out.
what we say we're going to do. And now we're going on an RV trip.
We really got it dialed in. We're going all the way from here down to California. We're going to end it in San Diego.
It's a good journey. We got hooked up with a RV by GoGo Rental. Basically, we're loading up all the boys plus Evan, and we're doing this like week and a half, 2 week long adventure.
Where exactly are we going? So we can kind of lay out the roadmap, and then if anybody watching is like, hey, they'll be here at this time, this is something fun happening.
So we go right from Minnesota to Salt Lake, and we get to Salt Lake City the 15th. And then we're going to spend a couple days there filming on the Salt Flats, hopefully get to see Godfrey's.
And we're going to run a podcast with Greg.
Yep, which is going to be really sweet.
Yeah,
with
that'll
Greg
be
Godfrey.
a great interview. He's done so much cool stuff.
Then we're going down towards Vegas. But first, we're going to stop at the Palmer compound, right?
Yep.
In St. George, right?
Yep.
St. George, Utah.
So that's going to be sweet. That's going to be Wednesday. Then we're going down to Vegas, and we're hoping Mark and Jason can meet up with us there, but flights are crazy, so we'll see.
Something tells me they'll come through.
Yeah, I think they will too. So we're going to do Vegas Thursday and Friday. Do actually like some cool stuff in Vegas, I think we were talking about this time.
Yeah.
Drive some cars and get like some cool experiences. Then we're going to go down to Lake Havasu, which it's like a big lake down there, and hopefully find like a boat. Micah wanted to do some cliff jumping.
Yeah, hopefully they have some cool cliffs there.
And what day is that?
That's Saturday the 19th.
So get there on Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Which I feel like for a lake day, that's a perfect time to go to Lake Havasu.
How far is Havasu from Vegas?
Couple hours, 4
Not
hours.
too bad, yeah.
So we got to...
We have to decide what the frick we're going to do, how hard we're going to go on Friday.
Okay.
And then, so Havasu Saturday. Then we're going to go down to Slab City, the place with no laws.
The city with no laws.
Yeah, yep.
And we're going to finally be able to ride some pit bikes.
Not have to worry about getting
So we're riding pit bikes in Slab City?
I think that'd be pretty fun,
pretty
actually.
lit,
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Cool. And then Glamis. Hopefully meet up with like Buttery or somebody who's down there and willing to.
Either way, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. Monday in Glamis. Tuesday, we'll finally make it to Cali, and then you boys will sit and edit for a couple days.
Glamis is in Cali, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Or is in Slab City? So by Cali, we're going to...
Yeah, Glamis is like 45.
San Diego.
So from Glamis back to San Diego.
Yep. And then we'll send Ben, and Ben's got a bachelor party in the next weekend, so we'll send him to Montana. We're going to send CJ home. Ryan, myself, and Ken and Evan are going to be going back up to Jackson Hole for the hill climbs.
And
I don't think Ken is.
Ken bailed now because we're riding snowmobiles. We're hopefully going to go ride snowmobiles with Brett Turcott, and he's going to do some backflips.
Yep.
Which will
Hopefully.
be sweet.
You guys are going to have to build some booters.
Yeah, I'd love to be on shovel duty, to be honest. I'm prepped for that. So, yeah, we're pulling in, our RV is 32 feet. Our trailer's 28 feet. We're going to be like...
Freaking limo.
It'll
We're gonna
be
roll,
dude.
Yeah,
it's going to be insane.
It's cool. I'm glad we got to like preface what we were doing beforehand, obviously, so you guys watching can hopefully connect with us or maybe at least kind of follow the journey. But yeah, like you'll be able to hear what we're doing and then hopefully see the videos roll out in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we might miss one Thursday upload 1 week just because we're gonna be stacking content and like on the road, which is, making more videos. So
we couldn't have picked a better time to do it now that gas prices just doubled.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I'm really trying not to get butthurt
time to do it.
about it. I'm really just trying to enjoy the trip and not think about the gas price because it is what it is.
These gas prices are through the roof.
But it's a freaking doozy.
I'm actually like thinking this is like almost in a bad way. There's no cool part about this, but when us driving the RV with that trailer, it's an F450. Like, what is it gonna get? 5
miles to the gallon.
I hope
that's
we'll
about
get
what
better
I
than
figured.
that.
Okay,
I'm hoping we'll get like 8.
Okay, and then 8 would be great. I guess I'm thinking, like if it's some astronomically low number, like the bill we run up for fuel, it's just going to be damn impressive.
Yeah,
dude, we've got to be the only people going on an RV trip at this time right now. Yeah. You know, who the hell would think of doing this? But on the bright side, we got the RV loaned to us for free. So, we're saving a lot of money on there, I guess, in exchange for a promo. But
and the fact that we don't have to get hotel rooms too.
That's true.
Saving us some money there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But speaking of gas prices, that actually rolls into today's podcast sponsor, Versus Game. We'd like to thank them for sponsoring today's podcast. Versus Game is an opportunity for you to make money from your knowledge. It's the app everyone is talking about because it lets you win money for being right. Imagine a social media feed where every single video is a question with just 2 possible answers. You as a player can play these questions for free, or you can play with real money, $1 up to $100 per question, against other people that Versus Games finds for you and matches against you. I'm a player, as we all are, but we are actually going to be coming up with fun questions every week. So this is where this whole gas prices thing ties in. So this week's question that we're going to have on our Versus, you guys can find it at CboysTV, and you can vote on. You can play for free, or you can bet some money against it. This week's question is going to be, do you think the national average price of regular 87 gas will rise above $4.50 by Friday of next week? The current price is $4.17, according to gasprices.aa.com. So, I mean, if it's going to keep, basically you can go vote if you think it's going to keep rising or if it's going to stay the same or go down. And you can put some money up on it, or you can just play for free. But, yeah.
And you can actually,
what do you guys think?
When I was on it, you can like bet against people. So I'll be on that, and then I'll like bet if the opposite of whatever people are, because I think it's going to be under, just because I'm
you think
trying
it's
to
going to be under?
I hope
it stays under, but honestly, I wouldn't be
not
surprised if
looking
it
good.
keeps rising.
I think it's going above.
You think it's going above $4.50?
Yeah.
All right, well, go cast your vote on the Versus Game app and follow us. The Versus Game, one word, so no space. We'll be talking about the results of this question in the next episode here, as well as introducing a new question. I'm also going to be replying to comments, so after you vote, let us know your reasoning. We'd love to hear it. But yeah, I'm kind of, it's going to be cool. I'm interested to see how this Versus thing goes. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think it will be. I like how you can do it with you don't have to enter money. Like you can still join in and just play it, and it's fun.
It's got like a TikTok vibe to it.
If you're confident, if you're pretty confident on it,
yeah,
throw a couple bucks at it.
I've won like the 4 games because when they reached out to us, I was like, well, I better play it. I'm up. I guess right in 4 of them. So
yeah,
way to go,
pretty
Ryan.
Cool.
Dude, you know what, Ryan? You should start betting the farm, dude.
Honestly,
I knew we'd make a gambler out of you.
Ever since leaving the airport in Vegas, now, dude, I like gambling. Yeah, so I'm excited to go back.
Good for you, dude.
This whole gas prices thing is ridiculous. So like I even saw Elon, like somebody who is building their whole career, and obviously this is going against everything he stands for with Tesla, saying that we need to figure out a way to start producing more like fossil fuels and like oils or whatever, like fast, because we obviously can't be relying on Russia. And, without Russia's exports, that's why the prices are so high right now.
I actually saw a thing on TikTok today, so take that for what you will, but it was a guy explaining that there actually, up until today, you had mentioned, there hadn't been real sanctions, but every company was like, screw Russia, we're not buying from them.
Everyone's doing it.
So there was phantom sanctions. Like literally the effects of the sanctions shouldn't even change anything because people already weren't buying it.
Yeah.
So like people had already canceled Russia before they were even officially canceled, which is kind of interesting. Dude. I mean, I agree. I'd be like, oh, I'm not buying.
And you just see more and more of it. Like McDonald's, they shut down every McDonald's in Russia. People aren't EA Sports. They are no longer having any Russian teams. So for FIFA or for NHL.
No kidding.
Yep. Like all these different businesses and companies are just cutting off Russia now because they don't stand for what is going on there.
It's really interesting
It's great, dude. I think that's a great way to counteract what's going on. And eventually the civilians, which it seems like most of them aren't for it, are going to start speaking up even louder, and they're going to get mad, and then that's when, it
Change
creates
happens.
a problem. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And hopefully Putin will stop, or be taken out.
It's crazy that one man could have that much power.
It is. It's wrong. It's not how stuff should be set up.
Dude, speaking of one man having too much power, Aaron Rodgers today signed a contract.
I saw that.
$200 million
I know.
for 4 years. That is a lot of money.
The highest paid NFL contract ever.
Why Aaron Rodgers, though?
He's the best, dude. He's a beast.
He's great, but like that's a lot of money.
They want to lock him down.
$200 million. $200 million.
He's a franchise QB. He keeps people. He makes them win.
He talked so poorly about staying with the Packers too.
Really?
They were just like, fine,
last year he said you're more likely to see me at a family reunion than wearing a Packers jersey next year.
Damn.
Wow, and he doesn't even like his family.
Well, that's kind of the
Dude,
I didn't know what he. I didn't know what he
meant.
He's
always pissed off, isn't he?
By that, but
interesting.
I think it seems like he is. No, he's just like. I think it's a Nolan thing that he's just not ever.
Just kind of an ass.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a crab.
Really?
Damn. So that guy's all pissed off and made $200 million. I just don't get it.
It's insane.
Like $200 million is so much money.
That's the highest. That's the highest paid 4-year contract. What wasn't Patrick Mahomes paid $500 million?
that could have been for longer.
years.
For
Way
longer,
more years,
yeah.
so yeah.
Oh.
And then they have like some guaranteed amount, so he's guaranteed $153 million. Either way,
I actually didn't know that he didn't like his kids, but like you could
He
legitimately
doesn't like his kids.
with his
Said nothing
family.
about it.
Sorry. I actually didn't
I
know that
think
he
he
lived
was
with his
about it.
family.
I don't like
It's
my
just a
kids.
joke.
I went in the backyard. He sucked at football,
Better than Tom Brady.
so I don't like him.
Better than Brady, like kissing him and stuff. I don't know. It gets a little weird too on the lips.
That is, they're both weird.
They gotta find a nice happy.
I don't
medium
think Aaron
apparently.
Rodgers has any kids, to be honest. So.
But think about how much you could set up your whole family, like a $50 million bag. That's a lot of money.
Unless he's blowing it.
I literally
also
don't
doesn't
It
think
would be interesting to
I'd
see
be
the
blowing it.
finances of somebody
But
making
also,
that
what do you
much
buy
money as
after
an
a certain
athlete.
point?
how
Well, that's the
our
thing is
accountant was setting us up,
he's
like-
been making money for a long time.
our accountant setting us up like football players. Be like, can you put us on the Aaron Rodgers plan?
Yeah, right, dude. You're not even close. Speaking of that, so our accountant wanted us to get that financial advisor, and he like recommended. I don't know why. I just didn't even question it. I mean, I just okay. And I thought all you guys already had done this. I thought for some reason all you guys already set it up. So I was like, okay. So I call this guy and set it up.
set what up?
To go and have this financial advisor meeting with them. I had it set up for this Monday, and of course we were doing the 24-hour Igloo challenge up until halfway through Sunday, and we woke up on Sunday, and I hadn't been drinking or anything, and we have this keg, so I felt like I better start trying to finish this keg, and I was pretty happy because I made it through the night. I was like, okay, we're coasting now, so I'm going to drink some beers. End up drinking a lot of them, and then we go out to eat, and basically I just ended up getting way too drunk. I'm not going to lie, and I don't like doing this. I don't recommend anyone else does it, but I just blacked out. Freaking wake up the next morning in my bed. And I'm just like,
Sunday.
yeah, it was
Sunday
Monday. Well,
fun day,
technically,
dude.
I had Monday off because
Yeah.
we agreed we had Monday off after this.
When did you guys agree that?
Well, actually, CJ said it, and I was like, "Yeah, no, that seems fair." And I mean, we did basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still there early, and I just worked on my sled, but basically a personal day.
So, anyways, wake up Monday, totally forgot I had this meeting. I'm sitting there, and I woke up like 8, whatever. I'm laying there in bed, and I get a call. I'm like, who's this? And normally I don't answer, but for some reason I answered because I was like, I don't know. So I answer it, and he's like, hey, are you coming in for your meeting? Oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot about it. He goes, well, don't worry about it. How soon can you be here? I'm like 30 minutes. So I had to steal Mike's car. And I rush in there, and I was so freaking hungover. Dude, I probably made the worst impression on these guys. They were like in suit and ties. I was literally wearing this sweatshirt, and I was just like, I was so out of it, and I felt so dumb. I left feeling so dumb. Like, I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I felt kind of sick to my stomach like the whole day after it. Just like, God damn it. Why did I do that? Like, I should have just not have gone, whatever. I think they were just even confused, just like, I mean, I'm trying to, they were like asking me all these difficult questions, and I was so confused because I thought he already met with all you guys. I'm like, why are they fucking asking me this? Like, haven't you heard this time and time again? So I end up leaving, and then I find out you guys haven't done it yet, and you might not even do it. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do that. And that's my point that I'm getting at here. They were like talking about all these like traditional investments and like Roth IRAs and all that. They all sound great. But honestly, I feel like I could just make more money with that money than I could just putting it in there. I don't know. I feel like just straight up Bitcoin, Ethereum, and real estate, like, is just, rather than like storing it all away in there and like not being able to touch it till I'm like 50, 55.
Well, no, you can still...
You can still liquidate it?
It's just...
but there's fees.
No, you don't liquidate it. It's basically like if you invest $6,000 into a Roth, then that $6,000 you just can't touch till you're 50, but you can still treat it like any other investment.
What do you mean? So I can't get the money out?
You can't spend it on like booze or stuff, but you can...
Well, what if something happens? I'm like, I need my however many money I put in.
Well, then you pay a fee. But like if you want to...
You know what worries me about it is, one, you're investing with the government, right?
Are you?
No, it's not.
It's the stock market.
It's like cumulative, I think.
It's basically like you can invest so much money. Like you can invest $6,000 a year into a Roth, and you pay tax on it today. But over the next however many years, you can make that $6,000 can turn into $1 million, and you won't pay tax on that
when you pull it out. That's the benefit of it.
And that's what they sell you on, is the compound interest of it. If you were to put in $400,000, by the time you pull it out in 35 years, it's going to be worth $3 million or something like that.
You don't pay tax on
I
that.
do not fully understand.
I don't know.
The difference between a Roth
the guys
and
seem
a
nice. The guys seem nice, and I guess I'm not fully set on whether I'm gonna do it or not.
I guess I still have like
I don't know if I need to get somebody to handle it, because then I've got to pay them. You got to pay a fee. I was like, fuck that, dude. I do pretty decent. Just invest.
The thing is you're like diversifying. Obviously, you can make more money in real estate, but say the real estate market had a couple tough years, you're still making money through this. There's ways you can tax deferred now, so you don't have to pay taxes later. There's ways you pay taxes later instead of now to save you money now. So they're just kind of like ways. It's definitely not like your end all be all. Just like probably you wouldn't put all of your money into Bitcoin. You buy some Ethereum, you buy some of this.
Yeah.
But it's just like smart to kind of like diversify yourself out. There's some people.
And I think I could do that myself, was kind of what I ended up walking away thinking to myself. And I don't know, maybe I will. But I just kind of was like, why do I need these guys to do that? I could just get some Tesla stock, get some Google, get some Amazon. Those are like very safe. John Deere, they're great. Do all these things myself.
You could still do a Roth. You don't have to do it through them.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Right.
That's how I ended up leaving, though. I was like, even if I want to do one, why would I want to pay these guys to do it?
I'm sure if you were going to start doing more of a managed portfolio, it would make more sense to like have someone actually actively managing it. Like someone who's investing and moving your money around and who's studying it all day. But I agree with you're like, I'm just going to put it in this fund and it just chills. I agree with that. But if you were going to like more actively trade it outside of like the companies that you knew, I feel like they're just like smarter in it.
Probably
playing devil's advocate in this. I just think there's like things that they know, but also to a point you're like, no, I know what I want to invest in.
I feel like it's just so safe and small that like you wouldn't like end up getting that much.
Yeah. Also,
and like every way I've ever made money is literally by like lucrative. Like doing YouTube's like drug dealing. You get a little bit of money, you put it into the video. Hopefully it kicks out more money. You take that money, you flip it right back into it. You make another one, it makes more money. And like that's kind of how I feel like I just do everything. Like with, I don't know, fucking, hopefully eventually I do that with real estate, and just like other things.
Yep.
What about inflation of money? Your $3 million that you get at the end of it when you're 55 years old or 65 years old or whatever the fucking age is $3 million is not going to be worth that like $3 million as it is today right now, right? So how do they pitch that on like, oh, you're going to get all this compound interest, right? But it's not going to be worth as much. Whereas like, what if you were to put it into real estate where, yeah, you might not get the same like compound interest effect, but you're also buying an asset that is appreciating in value like a lot more than the value of the dollar.
There's truth in that. And then, but think with inflation, stocks go up. You know,
So I mean, it's still in the stock
Like-
market.
But is it?
I don't think it's this. Yeah, I think real estate's much more like just solid. And again, you could be in a lull, but in a long term thing, you just never lose out on it.
When is land not going to be worth something though?
Don't take my word, but I think you can set it up so your like retirement account does have property.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. So I'm kind of torn on it, but that was something that happened to me.
I just don't
literally yesterday.
Roth
and it was
IRAs grow.
so embarrassing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Siege.
You can go.
Roth IRAs typically grow between 7 and 10% in a year.
Oh, wow.
That's what I mean. It's
really high.
considerable
Damn
growth.
good.
And you pay $6,000 worth of taxes, but then when you pull it out, say after, if you you'd put in $60,000 or $83,000 if you did it till you're 50.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
Sorry,
just
I guess
feel
I
like
know
you
what I
have
was reading there.
so much like knowledge at your fingertips. Like Graham Stephan, he's a YouTuber. He's great, and like he tells you a lot. You can learn so much. You might as well just learn how to manage your money yourself. It's kind of how I walked away from it. Like I'm gonna have to pay these guys to manage.
There's a lot of fees.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yearly
Like,
fees.
why not just learn how to do it yourself? You'd be better off.
And the yearly fees. How much? Look up what the average yearly fee is.
So
And
are
what
you-
that equates to over 35 years of.
Are you able to set up a Roth IRA completely by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
You might pay $25 to $50 a year. This is what Investopedia says.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
isn't
much.
it usually like
That'd be a
6%
percentage of whatever.
3%?
IRAs are legally allowed to change annual maintenance fees. Many are $30 to $50. Others are as low as $20, or others are high as $200.
I don't know.
But it's kind of like or when you talk about like, why wouldn't you just want to do it yourself? It's like, you're going to get your house painted. Why wouldn't you just learn how to paint? You got to paint your house a couple times. Why don't you learn how to paint? Well, you got to fix your deck. Why don't you learn how to fix your deck? Like, there's so many things in life that have to be done that sometimes it's not worth
I
your
agree with
mental,
that.
Yeah.
your mental strain to be like, okay, today or this year, like if that guy would have seen oil coming up and he would have already had your money in and then would have already pulled it back out now.
Because he's already doing that.
Yeah, because that's what he's doing every day. He would have like been like, all right, oil's going up. And he would have dumped a bunch of money in. It would have rose up. And then it would start plateauing probably.
You're probably right.
He'd be like, I think I'm going to get that out.
I didn't realize it was that low. Like, again, for that fee, let's say $50. Like, I mean, to avoid having to sit down and kind of even lightly study the stock market and see where I
I think
want
it's a lot more.
But that's just for a Roth.
They're
Yeah.
not.
No,
they're
that-
not doing
yeah.
that shit
Yeah.
for $50.
No, for Ross. But if you're doing like a managed account,
Right,
then,
right.
where you're putting in, you drop 10K and then they manage your 10K. I'm sure it's more.
Now I'm changing my stance on it. I'm kicking myself.
Well,
again
there
for
is-
embarrassing myself in there.
No, there's,
Well, no,
there's
no.
benefits to both, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think it's
Like some
it's
people
those
will
guys.
stick to their guns and argue both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
just is personal.
It's those guys like
subject.
that are like, I mean, I have a handful of dollar bills in a Roth, not much, but it's like the guy.
There, Mike.
I got a handful
Yeah.
of dollar bills on the block. Not much though.
Not much. Well, I'm just saying, like, it's not enough to like retire on by any means. But the guys
Bro,
are.
you're like 25.
The
You
guy-
put $6
No,
grand in a year.
I'm saying
Yeah,
even
when I put it in when I was 18.
the amount of money,
it's worth 63
the
now.
amount of money that I put in is not enough to retire on even at 60. Like
Okay,
and I don't know how much it's gonna go up, but it's just not.
When did you put money in?
Like a year ago. But anyway, this
For
guy,
what?
Mike.
Who told you to do that?
my mom,
She works at a bank.
How much
Yeah.
did you put in?
$5K.
Dude, enough money talk. Remember when we convinced Greta that Micah didn't believe in banks because he had cash?
That was
Ryan,
that was a fantastic
enough money
troll.
talk.
That was a fantastic troll. We convinced my girlfriend that Micah just didn't believe in the banking system. He didn't trust it for some reason. He got screwed over at a young age, so he keeps all of his money underneath his bed.
And she so nicely goes, doesn't his mom work at a bank? And we pipe up and we go, yeah, no, that's why.
That's
you just
why,
see
yeah.
your parents doing something wrong and you just really stick to it.
It was because, I mean, the little bit of context, like I was bartending, so I had like
Cash
legit
tips.
stacks of cash. And I would wait for, I just liked having cash. It felt like a rapper, or drug dealer or something. No,
So
and
like
then
10
so,
G's, Mike's
so
like,
yeah, so
$108 right here.
Yeah, so
all ones.
so
baby.
Greta like sees the money sitting next to my bed and was like, "What's up with all that cash that Micah has?" Ben sees a great opportunity for a
Good old
a
roll.
decent troll, I guess. I thought it was fucking stupid.
Like all of my
yeah,
trolls.
I know. I don't think all your trolls are stupid, but I'm like, he goes,
Just most of
hey,
them.
don't tell, like, don't let Greta know that just tell Greta you don't believe in banks. I'm like, then I have to act like a fucking dummy.
I think that one went for a while too.
Yeah,
I think she
'cause
thought
you're like-
that for 6 months or so.
No.
It was a while.
No, it was like a month.
Okay.
But I think after a while, she asked me, like, came up to me, and she's like, "Your mom, like, so your mom works at a bank and just doesn't, you just don't have cards then or anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah," or something. Maybe she caught me paying with a card. I don't know. Ben's got a whole bunch of good trolls.
Yeah, I've actually had to lighten up on him though.
Yeah,
Because it got to a point where she started to
Didn't
trust
believe
nothing.
anything.
yeah.
And I was like, all
can't
right,
have
this
that.
isn't going to work for our relationship.
Yeah.
But she doesn't
and then
trust
it gets to the point where I'm like, why would I lie about that? Like, that's not even funny. She's like, none
I
of
don't
them
know.
are funny. I'm like,
It's funny for me.
You just don't understand. You just don't get good humor.
So I got suckered in on an ad, YouTube ad. I don't even remember the actual name of the brand, but it's like
No free
the
plugs.
product's called Zoo Poo, but that's not the name of the brand. But it's like, I don't eat super well. I eat like pizza and chicken nuggets and fry. Like, I don't eat super well. I eat out. And they say when you eat unhealthier, there's more of it. But like, there's like anywhere from 5 to 20 pounds of like waste in your stomach and intestines that kind of doesn't leave. It just chills. They just say that. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but they say that if that's sitting in there, can a lot of that contributes to like depression or anxiety or
Yeah, they say your gut is
yeah,
like
your gut
correlated
health.
with your brain.
Yeah,
they
and
go
so-
like hand in hand.
Yeah, and I was pretty intrigued by that. And anyway, get these capsules, and I mean, it's not like X-Lax because that's just made to
Oh, it
just
makes you
clear you
shit.
out. But it makes you shit. But you take them 2 before bed every night with a glass of water. Anyway, it makes you shit.
Dude,
You just
I love that.
The next
feeling
morning,
of
or
just-
how?
Yeah, like I would say the
and do
next
you
morning.
wake up and you're like, oh,
Almost, I'd say once I get here.
sometimes you don't even wake up. It just happens.
I'm still trying to dial that in.
Bro, that'd be great. Yeah, I've only been taking it for like 3 days or 3 nights now. So it's like, I think you have to, once you get on a schedule, it really starts working it out. But normally my shits are in and out clean, whatever. But dude,
really
it's
cleaning you out.
incredible. Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah, I do too. And it's like, not to get gross with it. Like, it smells worse. It's like, it's just,
Well, that's not the part I love.
yeah, no, I don't love that. But yeah, I love like getting it all out. And you can just tell, like, it's, I don't know. So I don't know if I'll mentally feel better after this. And like they say, you got to continue to use it. But interesting, like if it can just clear out some of that like bad food that you've just been chilling in your stomach.
I don't know if it's chilling
or
in your
like,
stomach.
yeah, but it's not
Maybe-
moving as fast
Right.
because it's, I don't
Dude,
know.
I just love when you feel like you cleaned out your whole system. Like you go and eat a good old big burrito and it just really cleans you out. You know who has a terrible eating habit? Is Ryan. Dude, you got a pretty bad diet.
I mean,
I'm not calling
elaborate.
you out. I'm not calling you
That
out.
was a
I'm
straight
not-
call out.
No,
I'm not-
I actually had it in my notes because just the other week, I walk out and I go and hop in the hot tub. I spend 20 minutes in the hot tub. Ryan was sitting down with some Oreos. He's like, I went and ran to the store to grab some Oreos. He was editing the
I grabbed
podcast.
other things.
So, yeah, Mountain Dew. So then he's sitting there and he's eating these Oreos. And I'm like, okay. And, say what's up. And I hop in the hot tub. Come out 20 minutes later. I'm not kidding you. Ryan cleared a row and a half of Oreos.
Family size, dude.
Like there was only half the container left. He cleared them in 20 minutes.
And
I slugged down a Mountain Dew, and like, dude, you eat like garbage. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing because you are in great shape and whatever. But even your dad drinks like 3 Cokes a day. Like it's amazing.
Maybe more.
I don't
What I
know
don't
how you
understand-
guys feel good.
How do you start your day out every single day with a caramel roll?
I went on a pretty good stint, but it was mainly not having anything to eat. And it was easy. I could go to the C-store and I could grab something. And I like sweet things. And so the caramel was sweet. It was either like that or
You
an
know,
egg
Ryan,
waffle.
you honestly are in great shape for
Eating like garbage.
now that I
dude.
think about it. Yeah,
eats like
and,
garbage.
and you don't
And
know-
you drink beers
Yeah,
every night.
Yeah, but you drink
Not
Mountain
like
Dew.
to get
I don't
drunk, but you
remember
just
the
drink,
last
like,
time I
one-
saw you drink a water.
you just drink water. But I think for you, it's your sweet tooth. I think other than that, you and Alondra
you eat Sour
together,
Patch Kids.
and when we go out to eat, you don't get anything like wildly unhealthy, but it's when your sweet tooth kicks in.
Every road trip, it doesn't matter.
Pounds of candy, dude.
45 minutes, he'll stop at the gas station and go in and get like
candy.
What's your go-to? The sweet straws, sour straws,
sour punch straws, or trolley. They're delicious.
Terrible for you.
That or trolley eggs.
Trolley eggs.
I'm on these new gushers. They have like big gusher packs. They're so good, dude.
Ryan, and now tell the camera how many cavities you came back with after the dentist last time.
3.
Oh,
Yeah, I brush my freaking teeth, dude.
That's
I take care of my shit.
Can't stop it.
That's bad, but not really bad.
I had 3 over here last
3
year too.
cavities?
So it's
That's
like
pretty damn bad,
every
dude.
year.
I mean, not every
Since you were
year,
young?
but the last 2.
Did
no,
you get,
I haven't had
did
like
you get cavities when you were young?
No, I don't think so. Probably because my mom monitored me then.
I've only had 1 cavity
That's
on my
damn
adult
impressive, dude.
That's really good.
I brush the shit out of them.
You know what you do have going for you though is your girlfriend cooks you dinner.
She does. She cook.
So
We
you don't
cook
have to
breakfast
eat out.
together and dinner a lot,
And that's what I mean. Like
which has
those
changed
are-
my diet a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it saves you a lot of money probably.
Which is nice.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Eating out, they put so much like salt.
The salt.
in, like,
It's the
that's
salt,
the
dude.
salt. Yeah. And that I think that really is something that does
And
everything else
anything
tastes
fried.
amazing.
Anything
And
fried,
most of the
yeah.
stuff around here is fried.
Fried.
And I mean, McDonald's is a horrible example since they're like the definition of like salt. But it's like they put that in there so you're more addicted to it. And I'm like, listen, I'll eat it. Just don't make it taste like I'm literally eating salt.
Dude, I feel like I'm getting to the age where I'm like, I gotta like
Metabolism
really
slows
be
down a
working.
little
On,
bit.
yeah, I gotta be working on my. I can't just eat whatever I want and as much as I want now, like anymore. I need to just like keep. I gotta work out, run, and I don't do it that much because we're normally pretty busy. But I try my hardest. But I'm also like now getting to the point where I'm trying to watch what I'm eating. When we were in that Igloo, we had so much junk food. I was
So
pounding
much.
brownies,
Uncrustables, dude.
Uncrustables,
Mom's brought brownies
Pop
over.
Tarts, beer.
CJ ate an Uncrustable, which is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that they manufacture to not have the crust on. That's what it is. It's an Uncrustable. There's no crust. CJ didn't eat the edge.
Yeah, you can't even call it a
of
crust.
the I can't. I don't even know what to call it. It's just the edge. It's where the
Can
where
I
the
explain?
2 pieces come together.
I
There's no
explain?
crust.
I don't think
CJ
there
wouldn't
is.
eat
I'll
that.
explain.
There's no
I'll explain.
explaining. It just didn't. You're like, it didn't have
No.
peanut butter or jelly.
Yeah, that's
That's
my
why you just take a
explanation.
little bit bigger of a bite.
No,
Yeah.
there was too much bread there. You know, it's just no point.
You
I
have a
already
va-
eaten
you have
5
a
of them at
valid-
that point.
Valid
And I was
point.
like,
It's
I'm
just
not going
funny.
to eat this bread. There's not even jelly or peanut butter on there. It's just like bread.
We walk out of the Igloo and there's just the crust of an
I just hooked
Uncrustable on
it,
the
dude.
ground.
Like, get this thing out of here.
I knew immediately who it was too.
That just reminds me of like if you were like a small child and of course you don't like crust because no kids really like crust and you give them an Uncrustable and the kid's still like, it's not good enough. I need less crust.
The other thing we talked about, and this came up when we were sitting in the Igloo, we didn't have our phones, so we talked
Nobody
about
had
a
a
lot of
phone.
stuff, right?
Except for you, Ben. You had yours.
Okay, Ken. So
You did have your phone, though.
I did, yeah. I wasn't on it though. Anyway,
At least when we were watching.
Jesus, all right, okay.
That's not what Alex said when she walked in the Igloo in the morning.
Huh?
Not only did you have your phone, you were texting CJ's girlfriend.
All right,
Elaborate.
okay. This is beside the fact. Had nothing to do with what I was gonna say. Milk.
Dude, we just all laughed like that was the best joke in the world.
Milk. Yes. No, when
Just a long pause and then milk.
when you went to school, they always said you need to drink a carton of milk, and there was all these campaigns that was just called
Got Milk.
Milk, yeah, got milk.
Tony Hawk was on.
Milk.
Milk.
Why are you saying it like that?
But your body doesn't process dairy the older you get.
I think it's just becoming more known nowadays. So I'm curious, if they still are pushing the milk agenda that hard in school anymore. Or if they probably have different options. Like if you don't want to drink milk, you could probably get juice.
And I hate to say this because our buddy Trent is a good old dairy farmer. So Trent, this is not a shot at your career
Livelihood?
or your livelihood.
I love the milk agenda.
Milk agenda, yeah. I mean, and I'm all for them not pushing the milk agenda anymore. I really hope they don't get rid of milk, though.
Okay, so
Milk's not going anywhere.
Dude, when I was in college for my 1 year and I was going to be a chiropractor, I was in biology and I was in like chemistry, all this stuff. And I remember learning that only 1 in 3 adults can drink milk because 2 out of the 3, their body stops producing the enzyme that breaks down lactase in milk. Yeah. And I think just in general, also just dairy isn't necessarily good for you. Don't quote me, I'm not super knowledgeable, but as far as I know, like milk really isn't supposed to be like consumed past being like young, like a baby.
Oh, I know whenever Ken gets it, he is not a happy camper.
If it's
I mean, look, I can't drink milk anymore either.
Can you cut it out completely?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. So I just searched 60% of adults can't drink milk. ABC News. This is in 2009. So this is old.
So if you're not drinking from the titty, you probably shouldn't be drinking it.
But if you are, then you're probably fine.
And so if you're still drinking from the titty, get off that shit.
Is people listening to the podcast right now?
No, I was thinking like if you're weird and you're old.
Okay, so here's another weird fact. So 90% of the adults in the United States can drink milk. 75% of the world's adults can't.
Oh, so we're conditioned.
Yeah, I think it's once you stop drinking milk, that's when your body stops like it just forgets how to produce that enzyme that breaks it down. But ultimately, I don't think it's good for you.
Got milk?
So Ken,
nope.
When did you realize that it's probably dairy that's causing your, how do we put this, shitting issues?
Probably 3 months after it started. It's about a year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're 27.
You're still doing it.
Yeah.
You're 27, right? So you're 26. Doesn't that seem like late? For that to...
I guess when you put it in perspective of like he's only 30% of
Ken's been lying
how
about
old
his age.
he will be.
He's really 12.
How often did you used to drink milk? Would you eat it with cereal or like...
Just with a coffee.
And now you just completely cut that out and you don't have any issues anymore?
No, I still have issues.
Listen to this.
Well, that's the interesting thing. Yeah, it's like, well, I was a problem and I narrowed it down to lactose intolerance. I felt so relieved. But you must not feel relieved because I don't know if you did narrow it down.
There's dairy in literally everything.
Like, here's another thing. Milk and other dairy products are the top source of saturated fat in the American diet, contributing to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease. Studies have also linked dairy to an increased risk of breast and ovarian and prostate cancers. Dude, I think it's just becoming more and more known that like you just really shouldn't drink milk as you get older. I think I'm just curious if they're still doing it, if it's still pushed as hard in school. Do you guys remember? This is a little bit off. Do you guys remember? I would have been in 6th grade. Obama became president, and his wife Michelle starts pushing up this whole school lunch agenda and made our school lunches shit.
Really bad.
Got rid of all the junk food. I was so ticked off, dude. Like they had these great cookies, and they had to get rid of them.
And Michael would just steal them.
Yeah, they never did that for us. They never got rid of our school lunches. Did not diminish much after that. But I remember there's
been on like a certain type of school.
There was.
I was at a small enough school where that played no effect in it.
Yep.
Dude, our shit got rocked.
But I remember I remember hearing some from like people in bigger schools such as you, or maybe even bigger schools. They had like options, and they had like, oh yeah, we have like a legit like Pizza Hut option every day. They could get Pizza Hut pizza.
Sick.
So
it was like a food court.
I love that. Yeah, it was very much similar to a food court. We didn't have that, so they just kept getting
they used to have pop and stuff at lunch.
Yeah, we didn't
get
have that.
Which,
okay.
I mean, obviously that's probably for the better, but as a young little CJ, I was not partial to any president in the 6th grade, but all I knew was Obama was responsible for my school lunch, and I was ticked.
Sounds like a
6th
South
grade
Park episode,
dude.
dude,
I was
and
ticked.
you just go on a rant and like get...
Dude, I oftentimes think of CJ as Eric Cartman.
As a South Park
I do too,
yeah.
dude. Not in every way, but in some ways, like when Cartman goes off on something and then rallies the whole crew around this random thing, and then it just happens. It's so funny to think of you as
Cartman. That was funny.
Dude, I fucking love South Park. I grew up on that shit.
There used to be some seriously questionable school lunches, though. When I think of bad food for school lunch, I don't know if you guys had these, but there was like, I don't even think I would consider it pizza. It was more like
bread
cardboard
with cheese.
It was like
Oh, it's the
cardboard that
square
had
one.
pepperonis on it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't
Some
know
people
why.
liked those.
I liked
They weren't
it.
bad. They were
I
good for
loved
school
school
meals.
lunch.
I just
For
think
the
of it and
most
I
part.
remember it being cold.
I just didn't like that they got rid of
bad.
all the junk food. But
You guys didn't have like butlers bringing yours out?
I went to a fucking private school.
You guys didn't get steak?
bon appetit.
Yeah, no,
so funny.
they didn't come out
Feeding
in the
them?
little trays?
Ryan goes, I'll take a fillet today.
Did Jarvis not cut it for you?
Medium rare.
Did they peel your grapes too?
Peels are great.
Dude, I want to go to a school and eat like a school lunch. I'm pretty sure you can. Maybe you have to know a student there and be like a guest. But I want to like go there and like just try.
Yo, can you guest pass me in for your lunch?
Dude, I'll buy for both of us. It'll be like $3, but dude, I just kind of want to see if it was as good still as I remember it, because I literally thought it was so good. I don't know why. I just
Best
love
part of the
school
day.
I
lunch.
feel like
For
because
sure.
it was just a lit part of your day. You
Yeah.
went down
No,
and
the
you
food
sat.
was
the
great.
food.
I loved it.
No,
Dude. I would
yeah.
eat like two servings at least of the main course.
Man.
Did they make you like pay for second round if you
Well,
went?
yeah, you had to pay both times.
Yeah. But like, yeah, okay.
Not if you're Mike.
Not if you're money.
He just stole it.
He just
No.
walked out the other back door.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes it's real good. Most of the time it was good, and then other times I remember like they call them Italian dunkers, and it's literally just a foot long.
I
hot
like
dog.
those.
Oh, I like
really
those.
good too.
Those are great.
Really good,
Yeah.
but sometimes they can be
Hot
prepared
dog
really
bun with
bad.
some cheese
Hot
on
dog
it,
bun
bro.
with
Yeah.
just melted
like-
cheese.
Oh,
Put in a
so
toaster.
good.
It's
That was
kind of
my
weird that
favorite
was a meal.
Yeah, it's probably awful for you, but so good, dude.
Mike, did the hot dogs get you hooked back then? Is that why you love hot dogs so much?
No,
They would
no,
pour a little
no.
extra of the hot dog water on your
No.
plate and you could dunk it.
No, my mom. It's brats. I don't even like hot dogs.
You
that
love
much.
hot dogs,
No,
Mike.
no. I like hot dogs. I love brats.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to a school and like I want someone to guest pass us in, but I feel like it would be. I don't want to sound conceited, but I feel like it would almost be awkward if I was sitting at like a school lunch, because there'd be like probably
be
a
like-
handful of kids like, well, there's some YouTuber here, and then it'd like end up just being a scene.
They'd
Like,
probably
you
be
could
confused.
confuse.
They would
Oh, I'll
be
get a
like-
mustache.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
They'd be like, why is this 25-year-old man sitting in the corner?
And I'm just picturing a black, fuzzy, fake mustache.
Just like this.
and
What's your name?
start bombarding. I just wanted to try the school lunch, and it is still as good as it was before.
Where do you guys want to go to lunch today? We got Jimmy John's, T-Bell, or
Lake Park
middle
High
school.
School.
Lake Park Elementary.
let's hit the elementary. I haven't been there in a while.
Dude, I honestly want to do that.
The
And
kids don't say anything when I budge in line.
God, yeah, that was the best, honestly. But anyways, I think we're probably done with this one.
Yeah,
Thank you
so
guys for
rolled
watching.
We got
We're
the RV trip.
RV trip. We're gonna try and hit some podcasts when we are on the road there. So hopefully we can do a couple of them at least. Hopefully 3. We're aiming for 3. We got Greg Godfrey lined up, so for sure one is scheduled.
Please
But-
comment some questions on this, being you guys listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Comment some stuff that you'd like us to ask him and stuff you want to know about,
Yep.
topics and stuff.
And don't
we'll-
forget to go download the Versus app and play our game basically to see who. Basically, if you think gas prices are going to keep going up or if not, so
We'll
it's
think of
free to
some-
play, and if you want to put money on it, you can. But yeah,
We'll be seeing you.
And
That's
no more milk, I guess.
no more milk.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
know. You gotta
Trent.
figure that out.
Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna keep drinking milk, but moral of the story: no more milk.
Most
No more
people
milk.
don't
Fuck
know,
you,
Trent.
Trent.
Peace.
See you, Stevens.